Hey everyone, welcome to the Erothian Unofficial Spoiler Podcast. We got how to take second season with episode 8. As usual, I'm Silencio Steve, Captain of Chaos, as Regicide kind of found out, and I might have to do something about that later. But we also have, as usual with me, we have my co-host.
Hey everyone, it's Tesel here, and we actually have two guests this week, and I will let them introduce themselves.
Yeah, it's the coolest kid on the block, Cellceair. um, you know me from my cringeness in the Discord server, but also I play Shadow Tesel on War Monger on Monday nights.
And of course, we also have.
Hello, I'm friendly neighborhood Italian. Here is Hano. Hello.
Yeah, so we've got Cell on wanting to talk about what happened with War Monger this week, and we've got Anno on now that In-Clime's finally got into the gate.
I think, yep. But yeah, I was gonna say first we're gonna keep up with the non-chaos our order for right
Or
now.
chaos,
We
so it
might change
depends.
that in the middle of the episode.
I think Regicide's the definition of
Yeah.
chaos.
Yeah.
It's quite ironic that they boned the Captain of Chaos.
Well,
It's
chaos
true,
favors
yeah.
no one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing,
Yeah.
right? Just ride the wave.
Oh. At Trestone Falls, there was someone that was looking for it in the first place.
Oh man.
But yeah, we have they're on their way back from finally getting past all the sickness and that sort of thing, and they walk into something that I kind of knew was going to happen, but I kind of wish they hadn't investigated too thoroughly. Yeah, we'll just go to Sun's Rest. Yeah, they send the gibbering mothers to me, so I send them back, and you happen to be in the middle of migration.
Migration's an interesting word to use.
Well, they keep going back and forth at this fucking point, it may as well be.
Bi-monthly migration.
Yeah.
Yeah, this entire episode was about gibbering mothers. So
Can I say just one thing? Like
I hope you say more, but
let's be real for a moment, right? But Scott has a weird fetish for gibbering mouthers because he enjoys that sound way too much. And he imposes it on everyone. I bet if you let him go, he would go on for the entire stream just babbling like a madman.
yep.
That's just his senility already coming out. Like, for fuck's sake.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I know.
That's all I have to say about it. That is.
And I mean, Scott can't even debate that. Like, I mean, we should do like the same timer. Viking Magoo, it's Viking's job that instead of taking time for Jake, he now has to take time for how much time Scott spends to do gibbering mouth sounds during a stream.
I can tell you it's at least a minute to 2 minutes each time.
I mean, he goes on for at least 10 seconds every time.
And
It's
I know a certain Roslyn tends to skip out of chat for however long it lasts too.
I mean, it's not the most pleasant sound, I will give her that. Oh man, I think I have way too dirty jokes at the moment. Let's continue.
But so yeah, after getting in the middle of them, after failing perception checks the session before, well, they teleport out, and Fierce drops a rift on them, big necrotic rift. Drops a One of them, I guess you'd call it. But and then they start scarpering to Sun's Rest anyway. Like, even though, okay, now they have something else to follow too. I was like, yes, maybe they'll follow those tracks instead when it first fucking happened. And the thing was like, maybe they can blame them instead. No, fuck you guys.
He rolled like a nat 20 on his perception check, right, or something like that.
It was just
Yeah.
stealth at the end.
Stealth,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, it's just like, ah.
Yondus is just the greatest thief of all, or thief. He can get around.
Yeah. I just really wish I hadn't actually gone and dropped luck from that one time and saved it for a curse.
Save it for a curse.
But yeah, so they have that, and they finally get to Sun's Rest, where they see that the steelworks, the foundry is all going, and there's a university with a bunch of people milling around it, but there's no houses or anything like that. So just a little critique that we could eventually build stuff for that, but I think we're going to be a little bit busy.
The Sun's Rest is a big dormitory. It's a huge university. That's what it is. With side gigs.
I mean, just the visual of Sunrest is. I mean, imagine a city with just a university and the far off side, just a foundry.
And
I don't
there's
know if you've
way
ever
down,
played-
way down the other end of it, after a big open space, there's a single house.
Yeah, I mean it's quite literally. I mean it's a grouping of houses, right? But imagine, I don't know if anyone of you played Anno, the game, in which it's basically just taking an island and you build on each corner of an island the most expensive buildings in the game.
Well, to be fair, the cities aren't actually that big in size.
Yeah, but I mean the distance between each is still like that distance roughly.
Yeah, but it's like I forget what the distance of the squares are. It's been a while since I looked at the map of it, right? But like, it's not. It's like a little jog.
Yeah, it's still an interesting visual. Let's call it like that.
Yeah,
Well,
And also technically most of Sun's Rest is illegal because technically all those things couldn't be built there because the city is not big enough for those things to be there. But
We haven't followed those rules ever.
I mean, since when did the Kingmaker crew follow rules? So
Yeah.
They literally broke the rules of gods. In fact,
Yeah. Several times.
so
I'm just saying
There's
they were pretty good at breaking rules.
there's a four lot square between Foundry and University, and there's a 4 lot square between between the house and the university, and the house is on the opposite, like on the far end of the 4 lot square.
Yeah. So the foundry's here, house is here, university's
Yeah.
here. Well, listen, Sun's Rest. The chosen were architects.
No.
they, I mean, let's just say they were adventurous with a nation. Let's just say that.
Yeah. But yeah. So after taking the view of the town, it's they go and talk to Isaac, where he only really knows Rena.
She's the only
Well,
one
it's
that
'cause-
matters.
Yeah, it's because Sophios was hiding his face, you know? He saw him before, right? Before they left. Isaac saw Ophiuchus.
Yeah, but you know
I
how
just don't know if it's the same
yeah,
face.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, did he see Ophios pre or post rebirth?
It was post rebirth.
It was post.
Wow.
Because,
Yo, I recognize you. You wear that egg, right? Come on. Like you still look the same. But I mean,
Still
did
look
you
like
grow
an egg.
hair or
Yeah.
something?
You got your mother shell color. You got your mother's shell color or something like that. You know.
Oh man.
Mm.
By the way, one thing I want to mention, because of how just Rena not the player character comes off to me, but I always imagine that she has this, and this is not meant as an insult, but the resting bitch face all the time.
I do too, though.
I mean, can you blame someone that's like, how many years has she just been out there fighting these
And
alien
murdering
creatures?
innocents, yeah.
Oh, listen, I was gonna give it the benefit of the doubt here, okay? Give it the positive side of it. It's been fighting aliens for like
I'm
2 years almost.
I'm not here
And
to
other things.
like I always hear like, oh, Anno trump cards and whatnot. Like you get what you fucking deserve at some point. I am the good guy here.
Yeah.
You're more like the Batman that makes his own vigilante justice, okay?
No, I'm more like the Joker, to be honest. But
Joey that's trying to lead them by the nose. You have me this is just trying to mess with everything, and it's just sitting in the background.
I'm still
Well, Steve is like the Joker. He's like the chaos, you know?
but I mean,
What
I'm still
happens.
yeah, I'm still proud that with one curse I almost killed Rena, and it was one check away from her falling into the river. Crazy.
Yeah. It was pretty
Sometimes it's
fucking
I
close.
always think dice are crazy and dice know how to
Mm.
tell a story.
Yeah.
Not as much of late, because honestly, side note for every campaign, I feel bad for Scott because he's so rolling so bad. And as a fellow GM, I will say it's extremely difficult to make a good story if the PCs always succeed with everything.
Extra side note: it feels great when you're scared of an encounter and the GM flubbed every single roll, and you're not scared of dying anymore.
Yeah, but it feels like, I mean, it feels comedic. It's not like real accomplishment, I feel. Of course, I'm also the person who complained about having been killed in one hit on a Patreon session. So
Don't worry, there's two other people that have
yeah,
also felt that fate.
yeah. Hashtag wretched joy. I miss bullying Vance's character as Edric.
Oh, yeah, that was just unfortunate.
I do too, actually. That was fun. Now we don't know each other in games, so I'm like, yeah, things are
Yeah.
weird.
now your character's becoming this like crazy conspiracy theorist. In all honesty,
The thing was, he was
I'm
right
just gonna,
too.
like,
And
I mean, yeah, that's the problem.
yeah, after
Um,
going and seeing Isaac, and he only recognizes Rena, but they introduce the other ones, and well, offers to repair all their gear, and that's for them. And Macy's like, yeah, the only thing I've got that I could give him to repair would be my clothes, and I'm not giving him that. But I think Rena ended up giving her Great Axe, and I don't know whether or not Ophios ended up deciding whether or not he was actually giving the belch or not. I don't think he did. So I don't think he wanted to temporarily unbind it.
I think meta-wise, it doesn't actually matter because there's no like damage weapon rules in 5e.
Yeah. I bet
In
Scott
game
really doesn't
wise,
like that either.
Yeah, I don't think you could break weapons in 5e. I could be wrong. I haven't looked at the rules on that.
I think there is the broken condition.
But does it come out like slimes or whatever?
I don't
Because
know.
it's slimes and rust.
I'm not familiar
rust things. Yeah.
with 5e. I must say, like, my opinion of 5e is heavily influenced by Scott, but I will say I enjoy complicated things more than 5e. So
Okay. Yeah, that's understandable.
it's also like, because I was actually I don't think it's important here, but I was making Patreon stuff for another person. And I was looking at feats of 5e, and I was like, man, like it's easy to choose.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
So I
Man,
get
it's
too
like
sidetracked. It's easy to pick feats in Pathfinder because in order to make a functioning, like, say, Dex fighter, right? You have to pick up weapon finesse. You have to pick up slashing or piercing grace or whatever to add your Dex mod to your damage, and then there's a couple other feats that you have.
yeah,
And those are the 2 features required to be even capable at fighting with a melee weapon as a Dex based build, right?
I get, like, if you go for a melee build, it's quite easy because, for instance, you get power attack, then weapon finesse, like it's easy. But if you go for a more, let's call it esoteric character, it starts to get more interesting, but at the same time also you're gonna spend hours every time you level up to look through feats.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Um,
It depends.
Anyway,
I heard a lot of people say they hate the feat trees though, so it really depends on. I don't mind feat trees; they make sense to me. But
same.
I know some people online hate them.
yeah.
So Isaac invites them to go back to the Emerald Vines, drink later afterwards, and then they go to the university looking for Aslan. And they bump into Magister Heathguard, who's not Chris Allen's dad's half brother, I believe it is. Also the one who bumped into.
Yeah, her half brother.
Who provided the assistance in the Battle of Cursor. The Free Folk were too late for, but oh well.
It's I will repeat. It was someone's bad rolling luck combined with Pathfinder's shitty mercenary rules that gave them bad reputation. Fuck you, Neil. I know you're already debating against that. Yeah.
Fuck the free folk. Anyway.
You
Hashtag
didn't.
all bad people.
Okay then. You know that I'm going to write the event for next month, right? For you.
Yeah, well.
Anno, I've said it once and I will say it again. I do not fear Anno.
Okay. No problem.
Whatever you throw at me, I'll take it and I'll, deal
Yeah, I
with
mean, it depends where you take it, right?
it. Yeah, I've dealt with everything that's come at me so far, okay?
Mm-hmm. Listen, I helped you this far. I'm just gonna say I helped you. I gave you the fucking salamanders.
That I would have liked to have no salamanders. If I'm gonna be real here.
Listen to this guy.
We can save
like,
that bit for the.
Yeah, let's get Regicide.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, all right. Like Otto was saying before, this was one of the things where the dice pretty much told the story pretty well because Magister Heathguard, he brought up the Yavin here, and they all fell at lying to him that they did it.
Yeah.
But they succeeded in lying that Amalta had absolutely no involvement, which was like pretty much perfect.
I think the line that Ophir said that they were lying the first place was, no. So how was he killed?
Rena rolled that nat 1, I think, so she pretty much lied her ass off.
In all fairness, Amalta really didn't help them because they had the tools that they could have used, but then they just went into his house.
Yep.
Instead, so
that's Regicide.
Yeah. I mean, you give them everything they need to succeed, and they just leave it behind and go do it anyway, and then pray for luck and pray for freaking AIDS and things like that.
Hey, they still succeed, so.
Uh-huh. Plus 6 on rolls must really help. That's all I have to say.
It's honestly seeing a 30 in 5e. It's crazy. Like,
yeah. It is. It's insane.
it's like, oof. big oof. I'm pretty sure like 30 in 5 years already god levels or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's pretty damn close. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's and especially because it's like a bounded system, right?
Yeah,
So there's like a certain maximum you can really get out of everything, unlike Pathfinder, which is like through the
sky's
roof.
the limit. Yeah.
So like seeing anything like above a 25 is like this person is a god of this skill.
I mean, to be honest, like I think Yondus rolls particularly well, always
Mm.
in stealth. So, I mean, makes sense. He was trained by a literal demigod, I guess is the best way to describe 13. So yeah.
Even his attack rolls though, he rolls like 24s pretty easily. Like
Yeah,
24s, 27s, so they're pretty
I
damn
think
high.
that's also the class that is crazy. I assume Scott gave him some special stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because those rolls are a little bit too high.
I don't know. I've
Sometimes
never read.
they feel like that.
The last time I read through the Soul Knife archetype for Rogue was before it was called Soul Knife, and it was a part of the Mystic class. So
Mm.
I have no idea what it is or what it does.
So they go to visit Aslan, and what happens when you take someone who's basically a loper to go meet Sluggo? Yeah, Aslan didn't like Elijah. I don't think he likes Yondus much more.
I mean, he's literally half what he is supposed to genocide.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
just saying.
Potentially half, anyway. We don't know that much about the dead.
I think one interesting point though that came up was that Ophios was trying to reason that the Sloko might actually be part Loper as well. I think this is all just to defend Yondus because I don't know if he actually believes this, but he was saying like he's bringing up the information from down in the lab and saying that we were also created by the same people who made the Lopers, so we might be part Loper. And chill out on my friend, basically.
Should I say which alignment Aslan is actually?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like. You know what? I wouldn't say it because of Regicide, but in all honesty, Regicide doesn't give a fuck
About
Yeah.
alignment? No, you don't.
because they are because they are, and this is the complete truth, self-absorbed murderers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember when Elijah had that cursed loot. Yeah.
That was also
Yeah.
me. And the worst thing is, Ophios spread paranoia like it's a plague.
Yeah.
Ophios made Rena very paranoid. Basically, Ophios made a very hateful person also paranoid. So,
Mm.
just saying.
Mm.
But Aslan is actually neutral good.
Oh, okay.
Neutral good, but still the type of neutral good that wants to genocide an entire people. To be
Yeah,
clear. To be clear.
I mean,
yeah, but I mean,
Lopers don't tend to be anywhere near good.
from you know,
No, but you know, it's...
I mean, even a half Loper like Yondus, I don't think anyone could argue that he's good either.
No.
yeah. I mean,
No,
from my
I
point of
wouldn't.
view, the Jedi are evil, right?
God.
So, it does take them a while to think about warning anyone about the coming Lopers, upcoming mothers. But they
Oh man.
do
Mm-hmm.
they end up thinking that mothers might be something to do with Loper magic.
Honestly, if if they were just in some random kingdom, I don't think they would have told them.
No,
I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think they would have.
I think they, I think they only did it because meta-wise, this was once Kingmaker's kingdom. I'm gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
I'm like 80% sure.
I agree
Yeah.
with you.
If Messi wants to, come out and say like I'm wrong here, he can. But
Yeah. And Tesh was in the chat, so you know.
and Tasha's in the chat, right?
I think Yondus is the least connected to that kingdom too. So
I don't think he's been there before. He's been
Well,
through Hard Gwen.
What I can approve though is that he wants to kill the resting bitch, also called the slumbering queen.
I think everyone does.
yeah,
No, you don't understand. Like, I'm so happy. Quick,
he
like
wants
quick detour. I'm so happy that Scott failed that stability check. You don't even understand how happy I am that all of this backstabbing bullshit that she's been doing just bit her in the ass, because we as a Patreon know what she did, and now she's like, she has no way out because we will figure it out 100%.
yeah.
So, is your Patreon crew gonna do the greatest deed in all of Eroth and kill the slumbering queen?
I think she had a total
No,
of
we're not allowed
31/32 health.
That's an easy sneak up on night. Just coup de grace, insta dead.
Yeah.
We'll fail the
Listen,
contract.
I can literally I can do 44 damage in one hit. So
Yeah, it's either you or Rosen.
I will say, I will say, she is not difficult to kill once you know she's an enemy. I will just say that.
Yeah,
Just getting like it's not difficult. Of course, you're gonna make an enemy of Hot Gwen, but I mean, honestly, it's like being friends with Hot Gwen is not really an accomplishment.
Forvin was slave trading with them, so did their friends, and we saw what happened to Forvin.
Yeah, but Green's making it
Yeah.
right.
But when they were friends with Horde Gwen, we saw what happened to them. Yeah, where were we? Oh yeah, they want to go back into the lab.
The cab, yeah, the lab.
Yeah,
Yep. Assalon's pretty much got everything mapped out.
sometimes that baby's not dead.
Oh, come on.
Remember when they used
we-
to scout regions in Regicide?
No. I think they
Like,
they did it for like one
the
session.
game,
They did it for one session before they went to Momley, and then
was
they
like-
didn't do it again.
it was like pre-gate
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know why that just popped in my head. They used to have like scouts for regions, but then the rebellion completely failed, so I think they gave up on that. No shade. I'm sorry. Just
No shade though.
no shade though. Haha. Okay, being less cringe. Let's go.
I mean, to be honest, like that like I don't. We would need a counter how many times that joke has already been made, but
It's uncountable. It's been said too many times, too often.
Yeah, so Yondus decides because Yondus decides, yeah, I don't want to be talking to his son. He'll go and yeah, that voice crack. But he decides he'll go do scouting instead, and bumps into something I really wish he hadn't.
Yeah, this is where he figured out, hey, there's a bunch of gibbering mouthers over there, and
They're being met by
I
hobgoblins
see.
with some good gear to do it. Oh shit!
Are they coming over here?
Oh gee, there's a
That
lot
might
of them.
be a problem.
To be fair, there's a mindful of them.
Oh.
Yeah,
And he immediately goes and tries to talk to
Ezek, but Ezek's not there.
Ezek. Yeah. I don't think any. Well, quick point, and I know we been tangenting a lot. I don't think anyone in Regicide got the joke about Ezek's name, which is not
No, of course
kind of
not.
nice.
Of course, they're blissfully ignorant.
I must have got like 4 or 5 clips out of that little moment.
I mean, to be honest, it was funny as
It
fuck,
was.
but
Scott just ending up so high pitched. As I was trying to say that, for 2 whole weeks, and then you go and do that.
I can only reiterate, right? Fuck you, Neo. Why are you ruining patron stuff constantly?
But yeah, so I'm not even gonna say it. I just it's just funny to me. No one's got the
The
joke on.
chode shall rise again. Boy.
Oh man,
That was such a good meme.
Yeah.
It was just so good. I don't care what any of you say. It
I-
was phenomenal.
Yeah, his
the,
name.
the second part is mine. Like, praise the chode was my part. I don't remember who wrote who said the first part. I think it was Viking. I'm not
It could
sure.
have been Viking. Yeah, it was
The joke.
Yeah, his name's Isaac Chode. Easy Chode. Easy Chode. First place he went to is Easy fucking Chode.
No. The issue was also he was described as a short, portly man.
Yeah.
Right? Like that. That was the deal
Yeah.
breaker, right?
Wasn't he
He's
compared to like some like phallic looking frog?
No. He was described after the name was given, but like he's just about as tall as Kithel. So
I don't know how tall Kithel was.
he's almost 7 foot. So
Oh.
they're both freaking giants, which is like, oh, that's it's like, oh, at least he's not small. But like Neil was talking about.
Okay.
Afterwards.
Yeah, I thought he was small, but that might have just been his name. So
Yeah. No, this is when Neil went to immediately after hearing Isaac Trode.
but he went to Ezek. Ezek wasn't there, of course. He's over in was the Emerald what?
From Vines or else he's with
Vines.
meeting.
But yeah, Emerald Vines. He's over at a meeting, and so the group. Well, Yondus decides, I'm not gonna go talk to Aslan because Aslan doesn't like me, and so he goes and finds Rena, and they decide to just tell Aslan, and then they go and teleport into the room
In the middle of certain negotiations that were rolled out before. And kind of explain as to how the Slumbering Queen won that negotiation. I guess so. And Regicide spoilers what Joey played there, right there. But we got the military strength to deal against little bandits and these sort of things. Oh, your city's under siege. You were saying?
Yeah, I mean, of all reasons to fail, I feel like that's a pretty
Yeah, just having
reasonable
randoms pop up in the middle of the meeting saying you're under siege.
Yeah, like in this case, it wasn't like they were losing the negotiation; they lost because of external factors that they couldn't prepare for, right?
I do, yeah, but I love the reaction of like
Yeah.
just stood up and like, oh, thank God, a siege. I don't have to sit here anymore.
Yeah, Nathan's reaction was pretty good.
It's like I mean, for Nathan, it was like watching episode 1 of Star Wars all over
Oh
again.
God,
Like great negotiations. No,
Nathan doesn't even have to be there for negotiations. He's a marshal, okay? He should just be outside.
listen, he's a druid. Like he despises paper because it's made out of wood. So
But yeah, so Nathan pushes them back through the portal, closes the door. Of course, as Joey and other people in chat were saying, the Slumbering Queen might now realize that there is some kind of device. The only thing is,
Hmm. So now, if you're wanting to try and sell the castle, Joey, I think you've got the opportunity now.
And when Joey gets fixed on some things, man,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Him and Josh wanted to sell the castle for the longest time, and was like, no, it's because you don't want people knowing about that freaking
It's a bit late
transportation
now.
secret yet. Well, now they know about it, so you may as well.
I-
even though that is worth a lot
yeah.
of freaking stability, economy, everything like that
Listen.
we're probably gonna need.
They just have to kill the slumbering queen.
The world will be better.
It will be a better place.
Objectively.
Like I know, like I do love how Scott says, "Oh, she has the best intentions. She has the best intentions." Listen,
Mm-hmm.
she is a manipulative fucking bitch.
Well, she has the best intentions for the people of Hot Gwen.
Mm,
Not even
Not
for
you.
of Hot Gwen, for her cult.
I'm starting to debate that.
Like she literally, like
Road to
I
Hell's
will
paved with best
not.
intentions.
I mean,
so,
not not even her
there's also a link
cult
to what
is
the class is.
like is volunteered. Like she basically brainwashed Rosen's character in like
Yep,
3 seconds
yep.
of meeting her.
I don't know if she has the best intentions
And
for Hogwen, rather than she has the best intentions for her ruling Hogwen.
like the only thing that saved Rosen was a chaotic, evil fucking bastard. Like you have to think about
That's
that.
funny.
Yeah,
Like I will say, or Sugo.
yeah. She picked
Yeah,
up the ghost of Asugo, and Asugo's the one that found out and saved it.
Or Sugo said, basically went into her head and said, "Listen, this is a fucking bitch. Don't trust her.
She used magic on you, you dumbass.
You dumbass.
Yeah.
What you doing?" Yeah.
Mm.
And now, should I spoil
No, Green's not
what
gonna want us to spoil. He
Slumbering
was
Queen
worried
did?
about it last time, so we're not gonna. Yeah, let's not spoil
Yeah,
it.
probably not. Yeah, okay. Let's not then.
At least not on the podcast.
But I will say, we have the irrefutable proof
Yep.
that she did something
Mhm.
because she gave us the assets that she didn't need.
Mhm.
For the people who are just listening, of course, I had made what are they called
Quotations.
Air quotes.
air quotes. So just to be clear, because she didn't need it. Yeah, fucking. Like you can call me the boiling blood or whatever the fuck when you talk about her.
Well, it's a
burning
blood, but yep.
I still like the Slumbering Queen. I want her to die, yes, but I like her as a villain.
Listen, I liked Kudan as a villain, but of course Scott had to roll piss poor when he went to the showdown against them.
Yeah, Kudan's a real cool dude.
Listen, just because he wanted to eat your face, it's
He
not
didn't want to
his
eat my
fault.
face. Okay, he wanted to eat something very different on that character.
Your ass?
My character in that Patreon game is female. Okay,
Listen,
so Kudan wanted something very different.
I'm aware.
listen. A man like Scott would say, because we all know how Scott is about women, right? We all know. Yeah, I'm completely slandering Scott. Yeah, I know. But he deserved it. I mean, just the things that he taught. Like, when is the last thing Scott said something nice about you? I'm not asking just to the three of you, but just to the people listening. I'm looking in your eyes right now through my camera, and I'm asking you when, except for Norway, when did Scott say something nice about you? Keep that in mind.
Yeah,
I will say he like literally spared the three of us on Patreon because Norway is one of the patrons, like for the Kingdom Rolls.
But yeah. So the
He is a Norway simp.
the episode ended with Nathan pulling them through, setting up his air elemental to see what's going on and call out to Athena the Firebird to there might be an issue.
Yeah. Oh man.
Now, I'm pretty sure Valorant still has a standing army, that's why the consumption's so high. Right?
Yeah, they have well, their consumption should be lowered a bit because their horseman
Except-
army should be
yeah.
stationed within the city.
Yeah.
But horsemen have a naturally higher consumption cost.
I don't think of it. Any of the buildings they have constitute a consumption of 8, 10,
Yeah,
whatever.
there's not a lot of things that give you consumption besides however you get consumption. As I forget and pull up my kingdom sheet.
It's like armies is one, and I think there's
It's size. So their size,
Mm.
Yeah.
their size is.
Each.
Oh,
Yeah,
they don't have many farms, do they?
Who?
They sort of
Well-
do. They keep sort of don't in places. It depends which share.
Yeah. The problem. Are we talking about Valorant? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Valorant.
Yeah. So I mean Valorant. They settled in a forest. So yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think
But
forests
I
matter.
mean. Yeah. I mean, it seems that like it came out now. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think for when did Kingmaker start? Like 2-3 years ago.
Almost, yeah.
Some, uh,
We rolled since then.
honestly, like 2.5 years.
We made King like a lot of people should have way more money
Yes.
because tiles you don't have to prepare tiles.
Yeah, that's kind of like looking at it. Forest cost 2 month preparation time and 4 preparation
Yeah.
BP, meaning for every single tile they had, basically, they had to wait 2 months before they could use it and spend 4 BP, which is why they grew so slowly.
That's rough, right? And they could have like way more BP because the sawmills would have started to produce immediately. I mean, it made sense. That's why I never contested it. Like, yes, you have to prepare something
Mhm.
so you can build on. But I mean, I guess this is way more forgiving, which you're not used to from Pathfinder.
I thought you were going to
So-
say Scott, but oh.
We should put a pin on that and get back to it when we get to Warmonger, because I have
Yeah,
because
sure.
this matters for Warmonger in the
Yeah.
in the active
Yeah.
real time sense.
Let's put a pin on it.
So, yeah, we could go on to War Monger next if you don't want to mention the.
Oh no,
Frank
yeah.
Messi.
Yep. Yeah. I don't pointed this out because I wrote it in my notes. From this episode, I'm starting to think Messi hates Yondus, and as per request, I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm not even gonna explain why. I'm starting to think Messi hates Yondus, and that's gonna be the end of it. If you watch
No,
the
this is-
episode.
This is the bait, by the way, so you can get Messi here. So he's gonna Messi's coming in here like riding his alligator from Florida, and he's gonna come and ask, "Yo, Vance, what the fuck?"
Yo,
You have
Mom,
to
what's up?
explain this to me. You have to explain. You have to explain me why you're saying these things, and then you can answer it. Like this is marketing.
Contentious advertising.
Yeah.
Hey, just watch the episode. You'll know exactly why. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, let's jump onto Warmonger. We had a kind of a long regicide.
Yeah, but just about
Season?
almost an hour.
Season 1, episode 14, labeled 13.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Is it really episode 14?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Oh my god. It doesn't feel like that.
No, it's really
Technically, It's been 15 weeks since we started playing them.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Almost, no, more than 3 months, yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry, that's just my mind is blown. It hasn't felt like that long.
Listen, this is how boomers feel like. I will just say it like that.
It must be. My god. I only have a page of notes. It's been 14 sessions.
It's been 3.5 months, not counting. Yeah, not counting
Session 0.
your session
Yeah,
0.
yeah.
It's been pretty much 3 months. Like tomorrow, it's gonna be 3 months.
Damn.
Well, to be fair, I did my session 0 a week before the session 0 is played. Less than that. Like 5 days before. So.
Yep.
Yeah. And then of
Yeah, I
course,
didn't cut as close as Jake did, though. I guess to be
Yeah.
fair.
I don't know what you mean. I mean, it was totally a pre-recorded session, right? That's what.
You should have seen it though, because I was in the call of War Monger before the first 2 sessions it was played, and that's where they discussed and decided that's what they were gonna do. I was like, I was laughing then, I was laughing after. It was great.
By the way, what the fuck? Like, I remember, like, what is it about Anno and Axis? Axis Anno or something you were saying in your session 0?
What? I don't. Wait,
It's been 15 weeks. He has no idea.
Dude,
what you're talking about.
it's been like 17 weeks since I did my session 0. I didn't watch it again. You're gonna have to clarify something.
You just said let's call him Axis Anno
Well,
and like
oh.
just leave him confused.
Well, I guess you're confused. I could take a guess at what I meant.
Slander from everywhere.
Think about it. You're Italian and you live in Germany. That's all I gotta say.
Listen,
For those who get it,
better-
they get it. Okay.
it's better than being an American living in America. So.
You know, in some ways you're not wrong, but I can't fight it. It's true. But can we talk about how Varric crushed all of the hopes and dreams of Scott?
Yeah,
Man,
that was
Yeah.
pretty
like,
rad.
that was depressing. Like as a GM, it was depressing to look at.
Well,
Like honestly,
but Varric came off so badass. Like
Yeah.
he destroyed this legendary boar
And,
twice.
he could have. Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is, he was one hit away from dying because he could have been petrified.
That's true.
Yeah.
And Baron, it like the
Well, he was been dead, but we would have, as Scott said, it would have been a quest for us to try to depetrify the fucker.
yeah, but like that's the thing. Like what I was about to say, like Jinxie is very low magic, and I think let me look. Stone to flesh to stone is relatively high.
It's like a 4th or
Flesh-
5th level cleric spell.
To stone Pathfinder. It's 6th level.
Oh my god,
Jesus.
yeah,
that's actually terrible. Yeah, I don't even
Like
know.
it's
That's not even-
illegal
that's like-
to know that.
It's not even. It's like mega illegal.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have
Except-
connections at the Arcane Congress, so I could probably figure out something.
It's more. It's like oh, you want to revive your friend? Oh, go to Gulag.
yeah. Fortunately, Annos don't give a fuck about the law, so they're allowed to get away with
Yeah.
something like that. By allowed to, I mean they're just hunted down for food and parts.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, at least they would have had a good statue, a good monument to remember.
Barracks by exactly.
Barracks
so
by.
bad.
So lifelike.
Well, the question
it's
is,
crazy.
if he's petrified, would a Ashen Orc ever be born again?
And that's a very good
That's the
question.
crazy. That's the interesting part,
Mhm.
right? Because Scott made this connection between this white boar, and the Ashen Orc to some extent, at least, because they had both very similar traits. And the question is now, because it occurred to me, did Varex's grandfather die in Kijinxi or in the Barren Lands?
Well, I don't think are the Ashen Orcs aren't a like a biological line. I thought it's like a spiritual
But
connection. The
yeah,
Ashen Orc before him was the one that did the conquered Kijinxi or whatever, or led the horde.
yeah. The thing is though, if he dies outside of the Barren Lands, does it end like for the boar?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because
That's because I like. It's actually interesting. By the way, this was a technically beneficial event written by Norway.
Mm.
That I mean, I will just say, you could have killed a character. That's called twisting stuff. But anyway, yeah, I thought it was very interesting in that regard of like thickening the plot of the Ashen Orc to some extent. Um, I think there is a connection, and I think we will see more of it in the future, maybe in the form of other animals, or maybe potentially other people, right? It could be that he's not so unique as he thinks he is.
yeah, maybe, because we have seen. I think in his session 1, he was definitely in the Barren Land. So like you were saying, we don't know where his grandfather died. Good question.
You know, maybe it's probably not something. And like I remember Jake saying, yeah, he died after he conquered Kijinxi, or was part of the conquest of Kijinxi. I'm not sure if he was the leader of it. But I mean, or maybe the body was brought, like when he was about to die, he went back into the Barren Lands. Who knows, right?
So the boar died in the Barren Lands. It died twice in the Barren Lands. That's what's killed it. So I wonder if an Ashen Orc dies twice within a span of time, they also cease to exist. If like it needs time to regenerate its like regrowth property.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
What you're saying is that you have to kill Varex and then kill baby
the baby.
Varex.
Yeah, exactly.
Kick the baby.
well, just bring Rena over after she's dealt with the laboratory. She'll probably be fishing at it.
Oh yeah, sure.
She was commenting, and Rena's like, "Why do you always make me freaking kill the kids, kill the babies, Scott?"
I mean, she doesn't seem to mind. Just saying.
She wasn't too.
Should have stayed down there. Just saying.
Oh, such a reason. Yeah, like
I love you, Regicide crew, but I love to see you suffer. Just saying. I hope you enjoyed Kudan from Anno with Love.
Anyone who interacts with Kudan hates him. This is true.
Listen, everything I do, people hate. That's the state of being.
So maybe you should rethink what you're doing.
That's
all I'm saying.
I don't know. That sounds like a good GM right there.
That's not the point.
So apparently, after trying to butcher the boar, that's when he gets surrounded by Traxians.
And the Triaxians are way more cordial than the Kurok seem to be. They like to speak before they kill you, so.
They're not savages.
Yeah, I mean, if Norway, I'm just gonna say this: if Norway wouldn't be the person that he is and more like the rest of us, those three Axians would have, with the right encouragement in the form of a single payment of daddies, I think it would have been a greater problem for Varex, because Norway has his opinions, and I'm not saying they are wrong, but they are strong opinions. I mean, like, we can all agree that like Shadow has slavery. I think that's established. Listen, Cell, that's a fact. It's like saying, "Oh, Guantanamo Bay doesn't exist." No, it exists. It's there.
There
Like
is
we
no
can see it.
slavery in Clan Shadow, despite
Yeah, there is
the
no war in
memes.
Buzzing Shay. Yeah, I know.
No one's forced to work in Clan Shadow.
Yeah, it's just indentured servitude.
No, it's not.
Yeah, well, we all know Nick's got a crap ton of bad luck, and I don't
get
think
memed on.
that Varric's. I don't think Jake has a leg to stand on that he's not becoming the new Rayron for War Monger.
Oh yeah.
Well, Varix
Yeah.
is always
I
evil.
know.
I mean, like, like that's what he.
I know, but Jake said to Scott, "Why is everyone against me all the freaking time?" And Jake's just like, maybe it has something to do with your alignment.
There's nothing wrong with evil people.
I know.
Scott's world is very dark gray.
I know.
I don't say gray. I say dark gray because there's more evil in it than
I
good.
know.
So it's more on the dark end of that mixture.
I know. But everyone just loves pointing out the evil actions people do, though, in chat.
True. Notice how I've done none.
No, that's a matter of perspective. But
It would be a less dark place if people would lean less into it. I'm just gonna like our Patreon party is the only influence in the whole of Aurorum that brings joy and happiness and prosperity.
prosperity's a matter of debate
I would.
Yeah.
I
because
would
we're always so
argue.
freaking poor.
I would argue Cadus is a good force in the world. He's no longer
Yeah, but he's not a PC.
Tesel. He's literally only done good.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Objectively.
Yeah, sure. Sure, he's done good. Yeah, yeah. Like for instance,
Well,
letting
he's done
those
more good than Val did because Val just turned off. He didn't freaking.
True.
I will ask you this, Cell. Why didn't you warn the parent that they were bait, basically?
Because it was NATO that found out, not Tesel.
That's actually why it was. Tesla didn't know what like the plan was.
Oh yes, I remember because your
No,
weak, like your warm brother that doesn't have a spine to do anything on his own volition, didn't take initiative.
he told his brother to do what he thought was right, and he did. And but
Yeah, he rolled back on his back and let like Varix
Well, he probably thought
kick his nuts.
that taking the nut kick was probably better than going to war with the neighbor.
he probably thought the Perrin were gonna beat the Kuruk. They didn't beat the Kuruk. They critically failed at beating the Kuruk. Like that wasn't the outcome I think he expected.
I don't think so either.
So
I would
with
just
that,
say
he
one
did what
thing.
good he could out of the situation, which was save as many of their lives as he could.
Mm.
And then he
Um,
gave back, or he wanted to, and then Tesla obviously would too, right? They gave back their goods that they would have stolen, right?
Yeah, I mean that's
Yes,
just
stolen.
being a simp at that
Focusing on it on
point.
stolen.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they would have been stolen, but we didn't steal them. We gave them back to the parent.
Then it would have been
Listen,
taken.
there is a difference between finding something that has been lost, because that has been lost.
that
Lost.
was very clearly theirs. We stole it from them.
Listen,
That is the truth.
the body.
See now,
the body.
I thought it was the guys that beat them that stole it first.
Then we.
So
you
Yeah.
know what? You're
You
not
found
wrong.
it and you're taking it and giving it back to them. That's not necessarily you guys stealing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We didn't steal it because we gave it back to them first of all. Like
Listen, the helmet of a guy whose severed head is being used as a drinking cup is not like you find that helmet. It's not stealing
okay.
from a.
Then we gift them back the goods that we acquired from defeating our enemy. Okay. Does that satisfy you, Anno?
No, I'm never satisfied.
Well, that sounds like a you problem. Okay.
That's why I have to put so many trump cards in other people's baskets.
But
That's
it's just so
the
much
only
fun.
way
Why
I'm
not do
satisfied.
it?
Yeah.
She's starting to, sound like a Smeagol out here. Okay. Why not do it, my precious?
I mean, we are too old to one degree or another, Smeagol's. So, but I mean, Cell. To be fair, you look like one, so it's fair.
Wow.
I'm taller than a halfling. Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, you're still like 1 foot less than me or something.
Yeah.
No,
How much are you again?
I'm
5'1" or
I'm
something?
5'7". You'd
So
actually
he's
have to
taller
be
than
a
Josh.
you'd actually have to be a giant to be a foot taller than me.
I'm like 6'5", so
Go play basketball. You're
no,
2 inches too short. Right, my bad.
that's what she said.
All right.
Oh,
So, after speaking with the Triaxians, who basically just gave Varix a warning, and he didn't say anything back because he didn't want to get bitch slapped.
well, there's also the fact that he was on very little health, so he probably didn't really want to get into a fight from that. Where he'd probably
Yeah, he didn't want to get bitch slapped.
He would have lost.
yeah,
Well, he's like a 15 AC. Okay, he would have been fine.
yeah. Well, most
What?
rages do, to be honest.
Maybe
He's a
one
12
day,
AC.
like, yeah, I mean, one day when Jorman will be able to make like a good crafting check.
No, he has.
can
He
make it.
has. It's just not for Nick.
Maybe
It just
he can
I just don't
make
think it would make
stuff.
sense why Jorman would make like the best item he could ever make for. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna roll for it before the session. I'm gonna do like evens, Nick, odds, not.
That's
Nick.
That's not how it works. Like like I always think. For instance, like when I had to roll for Varen, I thought, okay, just gonna roll beforehand and see what comes up. But I mean, it's pointless to roll it. Like you can roll a 20 if you just for the lols, and then you roll a 1. Like there's no point.
Yeah.
Just take it as it comes, right?
I just don't know what Jorman would do. Okay, I need to get the head of Jorman. Ask Joey.
Yeah.
Listen, he would be in a hot tub with his like salamander buddies, and like he would discuss it like over I don't know a shisha, like a soulful shisha or something. I don't know.
Something tells me that Salamander's definition of a hot tub and his definition of a hot tub might be two different things.
I think
I
their
agree
hot
with
tub
that.
would kill everyone.
Yeah. Oh,
Extreme hot tub.
It's a bit goopy.
that's the new meta.
The lava hot tub meta. I'd support it.
Just
It'd be very
just
short
invite
lived.
your
For sure.
just
Those
invite
doing
your
it would be
enemies.
short-lived.
Exactly.
You just invite your enemies to a hot tub, and when they say yes, you just throw them into the lava.
But yeah, Varix eventually has to return, and we have the whole ambassadors thing popping up.
Yep. We have Kitsune from Shado and Kyoshi from Kuchibashi. They both speak with him. Kitsune is a lot more. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that. They're both very nice to Varix. However, Kitsune is more sincere than Kyoshi
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Kyoshi's first words he says, "Well, this is a shithole, isn't it?"
Yeah, dude. When he said that to me, I didn't know how to react. I was like, I was just shocked.
Like
I wasn't expecting it.
it's that like gif of like that guy blinking of like
It's that. It's literally.
I can't remember who wrote in chat, but someone said, "Oh, Nick made Scott in his own world."
Well, Nick just made himself. Okay. He made himself, not Scott. Let's be real here, okay?
Oh man.
Nick's a funny dude.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically it for Varix. Kuchibashi had a very small part in this episode.
Well, he got more than 20 minutes. He got more than 20 minutes.
he has this coming up Monday. Okay, he gets the first half, and then we do Kingdom Rules or something like that.
I'm pretty sure
I'm waiting
Nick
for your
fell
Kingdom
asleep
Rules.
at some point.
I don't blame him.
I wasn't prepared to go into the mines.
It didn't. It's not your fault. It's just he had literally nothing to do.
I know.
all session.
I thought we were gonna do the mines like after next Kingdom Rules because I was starting to prep the land. Which glad I didn't do Kingdom Rules because I don't have to prep the land to do. Actually, I do. I'm building a city on it, so I do have to prep the land.
Oh, you do now, yeah.
Well, I had to do anyway, but now I do for an actual reason.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can just say, blame Scott, and be done with it. You don't have to explain yourself. You just use the 2 magic words, or the 3 magic words. Like Scott is the common denominator.
Yeah, but the one better word is.
That's four.
I just love the meme, the hashtag sellout. It's such a good one. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, like I should have made like I think it was in the last week tonight. Like show 5, say 4 words, and say 3. If anybody watched that episode, yeah. But yeah, sellout hashtag sellout. It's I hope that you're gonna make an emote for that on your channel.
I can try.
It's just like a stack of money, like a person with a stack of money in hand, like just that.
Oh god, that's hard. Now you're getting hard. Where my minor capabilities of putting this stuff together in like GIMP ends. Okay.
But let's move over to Tesel since I mean Kuzibashi, I don't even really I have a note here and I don't even remember what happened during that portion.
I got you. I got the memory because I was asked to search up stuff. My brain's got it stacked there.
Okay, go
He
ahead.
wanted to do an espionage edict, realized it costed too much BP, and then didn't.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, that's why I have Kuzibashi held off on sending Charlotte to the north. That's,
Yeah.
Okay.
It costed too much BP, so he didn't want to do the espionage.
Okay.
It was gonna be like 2d4 or something like that, and he didn't have the BP in
He didn't have
storage.
the BG for it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
jumping over to Shado, Tixon comes to Tesel and informs him that they don't have any more time, that they can wait to deal with the salamanders. So
Yep.
they need to go now.
If it wasn't very clear on how I was looking during that, I didn't want to go into the mines with the salamanders.
You know who else didn't want to go? Lenny. Lenny
Yeah.
definitely did not want to go.
Well, so Tesla's gonna make Lenny go because he didn't know if these guys spoke,
Yeah, because it's
For
a slaver. Yeah.
right?
I think-
But what changed him for it was when he spoke to Jorman and like majorly won that sense motive, and he could tell Jorman was scared. He was like, I can't take Lenny here.
I thought you weren't going to make him go because of what Jake and Nick both said to you. 'Cause
No.
that's around the time I was like,
No. So,
Cell feels
no.
bad now.
to be clear, I know all the slave labor things. Those it's a meme, right?
right,
It doesn't
Yeah.
impact the character, right? I'd still do what
Yes.
the character would do, right?
Okay.
So, I felt bad as a person for Lenny, but Tesla was gonna still take Lenny because he needed it. But then he saw Jorman was scared,
Right.
and if Jorman was scared of this, then he knew he couldn't take Lenny again. It wouldn't be right. So he told
Listen,
Lenny
you
to
just
stay,
need a
and then he.
you just need a whip. And,
We don't have whips in Clan Shado.
I mean, I think we need to send some inspectors there to try and see if Clan Shadow has whips of mass
Yeah,
destruction.
go for it. Send whoever you want to go to any mine of Clan Shado. You'll notice that everyone is free, and no one is forced to do
Sure.
labor, and everyone gets a day off.
Yeah, they're free in the mines in their black lungs. Yeah.
They choose to work there. It's not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, we don't live in the 21st century with office jobs. My bad. I'll get on that. I'll just skip a couple tech levels. I don't know what to tell you. Manual labor is the jobs. So, yeah.
So during this thing, Tesla goes and he asks Naito for some advice. He goes and asks German for some advice. They both give him the same answer. We don't recommend it, especially not with you going down there.
Yeah, but as Tesel said, if he wouldn't be willing to go into these mines, he can't send anyone else in there.
Yeah.
Quick question. So
yeah, what's up?
If Shadow dies,
yeah, Tesel dies.
Who takes over? Yeah, Tesla. I mean,
so who takes over if Tesel dies? Good question. How I imagine it working, and how I'm still kind of working on the Order of Tanzo because it's kind of linked to the country, right? Naito would be like temporary ruler till they find till he and my order person agrees on the successor to Tesel.
So
it requires basically it requires both the state and then the religion to agree on who's king or warlord. So basically, it would give me the freedom to make actually a different character, but still follow the principles of the nation.
One that isn't hated by his allies.
I'm not hated by the allies. They're cautionary because I'm not
deeply distrustful.
They're cautionary because I work with the Perrin, but I don't. Because they're losers.
With the enemy,
if they were on the Perrin's borders, they'd all be fucking dead. Okay, I'm saying it. They would be killed. Okay,
Varix would not work out well doing that.
Right, I'm protecting the Perrin border. And guess what? There isn't Perrin troops invading. So fucking
to be honest, they thought the border is further south.
I literally grew Kajinxi. Has any other clan done that recently? I don't know. But guess who expanded Kajinxi?
Varix could very easily do it. He just doesn't want to.
See, sir. I hear. Oh, he didn't. Got you. Understood.
I mean, Gnarin quite literally took.
Okay, I expanded it more.
Oh, sure.
He did one tile. I did 10. 12. Yeah, I did 10. There's 1, 2. Yeah, there's 10 or 12 in that section.
But over the border.
Yeah, that now in our border. I don't think
you've done 10. Yeah, I don't think you've gone over the border. Exactly.
I've got over the border in 2 tiles, I think.
Right, so you have beaten him there with 2 tiles.
But I've spiritually
you haven't got 10.
But I spiritually expanded the borders.
Spiritually.
It's declared on a map somewhere.
The primacy of the physicality,
Cell, I will say this. Don't conquer something you can't hold.
The only thing I'm worried about is clan steal and what I do with it afterwards. That's a big thinker. I think what I would do is establish a vassal state for a period of time. Because I don't want to just forcefully absorb them. I want them to choose to join my people, but till then I want them to choose a person that is my viceroy there, and that leads them, and then eventually integrate them over time, right? But I wouldn't want to forcefully conquer them. That's not Tesel.
And until they are integrated, they can work in the mines.
Well, the mines are open for anyone to work in. It's their choice. They can work in the farms. They can work in the mines. They can work as a bureaucrat or in the army. They can choose whatever job they want.
They get paid, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
just not many people choose the army because the army
it's they don't get paid technically. No, because in medieval times you didn't pay people.
Right.
You traded goods, right? They work and then they get food, housing, and blah.
Cell, you were winning that until you brought up the payment.
Well,
so
no, I just don't know how the economy works in the world, right?
You don't have to. They just
So
don't bring up payment.
they get whatever is typical of the world for people that work. Okay, if it's like a silver or copper or gold based economy, they get their fucking copper or gold or whatever, right? If it's a barter system, which would be more like makes more sense in the world, they get whatever. Either way, they're living great lives. Okay, under Clan Tesel or Shado.
By the way, Vance, can you like clip that
Don't
section
clip
of
it.
like, oh,
Delete it.
they don't
Don't let it
they
exist.
technically don't get
Well,
paid.
I said I
like...
don't know if they get paid. Is what I was saying because I don't know.
Oh, so it's negligence
Because,
now.
no, because I don't know if that's how the world functions. Okay, that's all.
Just take
It's
it out of
confusion on the
context.
player and not the character. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
God.
But also in that regard,
God.
you probably need to know what's first in the north, and probably even more to the east of Clan Steel, before you make any major decisions.
I know all of Clan Steel.
Yeah, but what's east of Clan Steel,
God.
right? Is there like are the I don't know the Goblin invasion? I don't know. The Goblin
That's for
invaders.
later. Okay. I got some problems to deal with now.
Yeah, like
And one of them is Clan Steel because I feel like they're gonna invade soon.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about that after this episode. You seem pretty good, so.
yeah.
I'm not gonna use the volcano as an offensive weapon. Okay, I'm building fences permanently for the city I'm building.
I know you're not going to, and that's a shame. Because
it really is a shame. If I was a more evil character, that would be great. Like as their armies are marching to the mountains, it would be easy. I would just win. But instead, I'm a good person, and I'm not gonna, obliterate their minds and their people with volcanic ash and destruction. Right?
Just imagine, Tesla like on top of his mountain and say like, "This volcano is fully operational."
So I just got freaking Minecraft in my head where it's like, yes, now I can go fill up all the buckets and shove them down their mines.
I'm gonna quickly build that nether portal, okay? I'm speedrunning myself to hell. I'm gonna get there faster than the Rayrun, boys.
I mean,
I got
just one bucket right at the entrance of the mine, and it just fills the whole fucking thing.
I get like 3/4 of a season till Rayrun made the devil boon deal. Okay, so if I could get to hell before him, I'm winning. Steve, you got a devil. Winning. Just send him over, okay?
That's not winning, my
friend. Is that a proper request?
No, we don't have magic weapons.
Listen, I would do it. Listen, I would do it, but the last time I sent a fiend against the party, I had to fight it in the
I know.
Listen, only one campaign is dealing with
Which, by the way,
on Patreon. And we're not even in Kajinxi.
Yeah.
We're in the Barren Lands.
Well, I mean, I'm still looking forward to the. I shouldn't say what Regicide is going to do, but I mean, if the Patreon campaign isn't going to deal with the Bay thing, Regicide is probably gonna have to.
Well, they're getting close enough to that level requirement at this point.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Yeah.
So once they're inside the mine, Tic-Tongue gets to show off his mineral finding ability and finds diamonds, sapphire.
He thinks there might be ruby a little bit further down. So
yeah, gonna have to make some negotiations with the salamanders. They're amenable enough for chaotic evil creatures.
Yeah, except for right at the start where you rolled a net 1 on a certain diplomacy check, and
that could have gone way worse if I was aggressive, because I would have been killed by that salamander. Tesel doesn't know that, but I, as a player, I don't know the stat block, but I know they're like a CR 6 or 7 creature. So
I mean, I will repeat. I'm like, I put something good there that like it could have been somebody else could have put like something way more dangerous.
I think salamander. What's more dangerous than a salamander?
a lot of things.
Yeah.
Me.
Do you
I
know
don't
what
know.
CR noble salamander is?
A fire salamander is
14.
Well, you've
the
already
third
got the fire
DC.
elemental after you.
I'm fuck. Listen, I got listen. I got a lot of problems on the list. You can see that's on me.
Yeah,
Like,
you know what? You know what, Sel?
At least it's not a Wendigo.
You know what? You know what, Sel? I give you friendly fire salamanders,
and I'm
and
thankful.
you complain,
I'm not complaining about
okay?
your friendly salamanders.
And you complain, and then like Joey loops you up with fire elementals
That's true.
after you burn an innocent forest down,
I didn't. Even,
and then
I didn't. You
and
know,
like I feel like this is
meta-wise,
slander.
I
I
think it's
feel this
bullshit. I
is
burned the
slander.
forest down. Okay, that's all I gotta say about that. It happened. I
I'm
don't
just
really care too
saying,
much. But like, also, what the fuck? Juggles don't just
the
easily
ghost
burn.
Yeah.
the ghost of a bear is gonna follow you your entire life. It's gonna remind you only you can prevent forest fires.
Man,
That's who you're marked by.
there's a reason why there's no forest in Clan Tesel. Okay, in Clan Shadow.
Yeah,
I'm burned by accident.
Clan Shadow because Tesla burnt them
Now I've just got an
by
image
accident
of
when he
Shadow looking like the whole of Shadow looking like Isengard.
Oh God, no, it's not that bad. There was just not.
There's
many
no
trees.
forest in Isengard.
There's just not many trees to start with. But you know, I do my best. Okay, I roll with the punches. I turn good things into bad things and bad things into good things, and all in between.
Oh man, yeah, you did really well talking him down, especially pointing out that Clan Steel was probably gonna invade and that they needed to talk to you, which is really good, especially during the negotiations with the leader. But one thing that he pointed out, that the leader pointed out, is that you're marked by fire and that fire haunts you.
Yeah,
And he was totally cool with it. He was like, "What's up, one marked by fire?"
yeah. Like I emoted myself at to the other guy because I'm like, this is the only thing I have that can possibly like convince him that I am a being worthy of being talked to, and it worked. And then I rolled like a 32 bluff check to not be scared, right? But then I was surprised when he's like, "I can see you're marked by fire." I'm like, "What the fuck?" That's it. That's actually like insane. There's because like think about that meta wise. That means there's literally something on Tesel. Like there's something noticeable about him that things can detect that he's being hunted down by a fire elemental.
What's even better, I was gonna say, is that he did immediately try to kill you, knowing that you were haunted by a fire elemental.
Well, they like strength, right?
So yeah,
If I've done something to get the wrath of fire elementals, that must have been something fucking crazy, right? And if I survive my markage, that means I'm a one that can beat fire, one that is a fire, in my opinion.
Should have brought Verix along.
No, fuck that. I could bring any. If I brought either of those guys in there, we'd probably be dead. See, Tesel just has a really great force of personality, which is how he survived down there. Because those fortitude saves weren't all the best, but applying my charisma mod, so how I see it, he's literally will, right? His force of existence, right? Doesn't care about how fatigued he is. So it was a cool scene. I think it was really cool. It was great that I got like 3 or 4 fortune favors. That's when you know chat thinks you're actually gonna die when they start helping you.
yeah, you got what, man. One thing I wanted to say: how do you feel about that? Having to build your capital on the volcano, knowing that one of your successors one day might screw up and piss off.
Well, that's if they're hey, you know what? They probably won't. Want to know why? Because under the stringency and rules of Clan Shadow and the Order of Tanzo, the Order, which is a Order of Good, has to pick them and the ruler, which is going to be someone of good, has to pick them. So,
You know, religions and
theoretically-
leaders have picked a lot of tyrants throughout history. Is
Yeah,
all I'm
but
gonna say.
luckily, okay, Tesel's a half orc, okay? He's got a good, 45, 50 years till he's dead, and he gets to pick his successor, okay?
I mean, let's.
I got a
let's see
good
what the
time
Fire
period
Elemental
before that's a
does.
problem, I would argue.
Yeah, I mean, sure, the Fire Elemental is. Yeah, sure.
That's if I die to the fire elemental, okay? I'm ready to fight, but I don't need to fight it. I'm gonna try to talk to it if I get that.
But are you ready to die?
I hope I don't die. I
I
can't.
mean, who doesn't?
Tesel is a very he's very chaotic, in a sense. He does what
Really?
he knows
Would have
to be
thought.
right, and he isn't wise. If you couldn't tell.
I'm just laughing at that last bit in the notes there. Naren gets his weapon and master katana because it's just like,
Yep.
okay, you've tried making him Naginata so many fucking times, and now they finally get a weapon that's properly made and that's the thing, and it's the wrong one.
Yep.
No. I thought it was a Naginata too, but apparently
Right.
he wants a katana.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, didn't 2 sessions ago he was like, oh, he failed at making the Naginata, and I was like, when did he ask for a katana? What the fuck?
I was confused too. I'm with
I
you.
know.
That's not just you. I was confused too. I was under the impression it was a Naginata.
I know, but and how the hell would he even be able to get over to tell Jordan to freaking make a katana? With all
Well,
the shit that's going on.
presumably it's always supposed to have been a katana, but there's a miscommunication between us.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, it's not just you then, because I was.
It's still just a funny mental image though of okay, this one's bad, okay, this one's bad, okay, this one's bad. I finally got something good. Wrong one. Fuck.
Shit. Jordan quits. He just leaves. He goes back to the Dalelands.
He just throws it at him and goes, "Too bad you're having it anyway."
You don't get an option, loser. Get good craftsmen where you are. Oh wait, you don't have any.
But yeah, it was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed that part. What are you worried about in the future episodes with this?
Everything. What is there not to worry about? I have potentially chaotic evil salamanders that live under the volcano I'm building my capital on, and they really any day could decide to blow me the fuck up.
You know, so you could also not build.
Too
your
bad.
capital
I'm a
on
fucking
volcano.
man. I'm gonna have lava flowing through tubes in my forages in my city, and it's gonna be badass.
What did you say
Building
you
your
wanted
own
to be
awesome
called?
art.
What?
What did you say you wanted to be called? The King of Fire or something?
Something like that, you know.
So,
The
He's
king
building
of
his own awesome art from Dragon
King
Age.
of Flames, King of Fire, you know. The land of the rising phoenix, you know, any number of cool names I could come up.
The land of the rising sun. A bit on the nose.
Yeah, I didn't want to say the sun part of that. Obviously, there's a bit of a, you know, just Google World War II Japan. That's all.
Yeah,
If you're not caught
there was
up,
also something else that came up in chat that Ash brought up about the name of the tribe before you became
yeah.
Shadow.
Apparently, Kohai means like
Junior, like the opposite
Junior.
of Senpai.
yeah.
And
It's just funny
I mean,
how
we
many
know-
times it's happened.
I
I will
honestly,
say,
well, the thing is,
I'll-
Kohai. I put two words together in Japanese to get Kohai. So I don't know. It just happened. I did.
I will say, we know that like Nick is a weeb,
Yeah.
right? So he could have warned you. I'm just gonna say that. He could have saved you
Well,
from
he
yourself.
really couldn't have because they didn't know that clan.
Why are you digging your own grave, so?
Well,
Like you can blame Nick for
I
once.
can't blame Nick because he didn't know anything about backstory, and I don't think he even watched the Section 0. I'm gonna be honest.
Mm.
So he probably didn't even know that clan was the past clan unless I mentioned it, and he probably forgot.
I did. I forgot his name too.
I forgot the dude's first
to
name,
be-
but it doesn't matter. He's Clan
Yeah,
Kohai.
thi- yeah,
Okay, Big theory alert, okay?
Okay.
What are
Okay.
the chances that motherfucker lives and works as an advisor for Clan Steel?
You killed him, didn't you?
No, I didn't. That's the thing.
Oh,
Tesel
well
spared his
then-
life.
Yeah, he's probably over there. Yep.
I don't know. I would put like a. I would put
Well,
like a 30%
either he
chance
goes
that he's
north
dead.
and deals with giants, he goes east and goes deals with Clan Steel, or he goes south 3S to either deal with Peridot or the Barren Lance.
I mean, he would like Perindel because he was a slaver fuck, but that's besides the point.
So then he probably went Peridot, because I don't think Clan Steel would like him either.
I will say this. I have still that is what I mentioned beforehand. I really have trouble in War Monger understand what's going on sometimes because there's just so many names
Yeah.
being thrown around
Yeah.
that it's like really it's like the problem is also that they are not, let's call them Caucasian names.
Oh, they're not
Which
European
makes it
names. They're
also
not white names. Okay.
Yeah, which makes it an additional amount of difficulty. I mean, of course, it could be also Arabic names, but I mean, like Far Eastern names are a bit more difficult to imprint.
It's not the names for me so much as there's just way too many NPCs that I'm like,
Yeah, but also that, of course, like
who is this again?
It needs some time to get a concrete image of them.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
40 NPCs or something like that. It's a large
it's
number of
crazy.
them, and only a few of them have had any actual spotlight besides like a couple one-liners,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
But this is slightly biased because obviously I know all my advisors, their names, right? Because
And if you
unlike
don't, you have
Nick
a
or
sheet you
Jake,
can look
I
up.
actually memorized their names. Okay, you know, we got like Gorza. I don't think I've ever talked to her. No,
You-
I did.
you-
I did. I talked to
one
everyone
time.
once. I talked to
One
everyone
time.
once.
When you came
Uh,
back.
Gorza, no, I don't remember if Gorza's the one that hates the order of broken chains. Then there's
No.
Rima. Is it Rima's yours, right, Vance?
No, Gorza was.
Gorza's yours.
She's just the chick who likes magic. Who can't
Yeah.
cast magic. That's it.
Rima is Rosin's, I think.
I believe so.
Is that the one who hates the broken chain?
Must be.
Because that sounds like a rosin thing.
That does sound like a Rosin thing. I have to.
I think that sounds
there's
more like a
something that's
Kiwi
wrong.
thing at this point.
I'm trying to think. Who else do I have? Oh, there's Tark, which is my architect.
But
Which
yeah.
I asked him to make sure that lady doesn't preach shit.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man. Yeah, let's jump into In-Clime. It was a short session because someone at Scott's work, their family member died. So if you are spiritual or religious, he asks for you to give them a prayer. If you do so, if not, your thoughts, goodwill toward them. But jumping into the session, this one Neil jumped in for like 40 minutes. So there was also that, because he also had something going on. So it was kind of a good thing that all these things happened on the same week, I guess.
Yeah, it was rather nicely timed for me.
Yeah, this is like episode 2.5.
I've had fucking
I think-
4 or 5 part episodes. We should be able to jump guard them already.
They've only had like one actual episode.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he said they get another one or two.
Another one.
I think another one. Yeah.
I do enjoy how the campaign is developing at the moment, because I feel like I really enjoyed going back Thronekeeper for the RP they did. Unfortunately, it was of course very inconsistent, like session wise. But when they played, it was very fun to watch. And I feel like this campaign will probably be more RP than the other two, just because um, just a regicide gets stuff done, quote unquote, to a certain
Yes,
extent.
stuff.
Yeah, like stuff in a very general sense. I mean, they are RP as well, but they're not like the bodies that get together and have like it's
It's
they're very like
very they're focused on themselves, sort of RP rather than with other
yeah.
people. Yeah.
Um, and of course, War Monger is a much bigger scale. Um, so yeah, there's that. And then In-Clime now feels much more RP. Like I always said, especially between um, I mean between all of them, but in particular, I feel like between Jake and Neil, there's always the RP that I enjoy the most. I think. I think it was. I am like I got that from like I always go back to the 8 hour session they did once in Kingmaker
Mm.
when the two of them really got together and RP'd, and it felt very cool. But yeah, Enclime feels um, very much more RP, more like character developing, and it's of course refreshing to see Jake play a very different
Yeah.
character
Yeah.
than from what the usual chaotic evil character that he plays.
Chaotic Evil Orc, yeah.
Um, yeah.
I mean, I enjoy Kroll.
Yeah.
I always forget he existed.
Yeah, Kroll is still, but Kroll was still evil to a certain extent, right? Um,
Not as bad as Krishka ended up.
yeah, of course, of course. But in addition, it's going to only get better when they are going to start to speak with each other, like they feel at least on the same level when they become more friends with each other in character, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the moment it's very professional relationships um, that we will hopefully see forged more as the campaign goes on and nobody hopefully dies unless somebody makes strange deals.
I don't think
um,
that's gonna happen in this one. I feel like this one's a
Well,
little
I
bit more
hope as well.
combative than Kingmaker was, so I don't think we're gonna see those kind of.
Yeah, is that like more grounded, you
Mm.
mean? Yeah. But yeah, so there's that. I mean, and the session was short, but it was still felt very lively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they entered into the swamp. The moment they hear buzzing, they light a candle, but they lit it too late for two of the Sturges, and Tish found
Yep.
out that one.
Yeah, he dealt with them pretty easily. We got to see a couple of his abilities and some of the things that he can do with his armor and that kind of stuff.
Took a couple
Also-
points of Constitution damage.
You know, Scott was just like super mad he couldn't get more.
I know.
But cool voice effect from Tesh while he's in the armor. Definitely nice touch. You know, every time he was in the armor, he tried to make sure that it was turned on. So, or he
Assume
talked
direct
via
control.
character.
We also had them come up with a method to keep Scrags away from the boats by teabagging the entires. Just having to... It's what they did. It's just not the way everyone takes it to
well,
mean.
That's not teabagging. They made a teabag like thing.
Yeah,
I
dragging
mean, you
it through
could
the water.
say he teabagged the.
Well, you don't teabag your mug, okay? That's not what you would say, right? When you put a tea bag in your mug.
That's exactly what it is, though. You're teabagging the mug.
No, you wouldn't say it though. So that's not how you, right? You would say.
I know people
"Oh,
would just
yeah,
say
I
make
made
tea,
some."
but it's still the action.
You would say if you told someone you put a tea bag in your mug. You wouldn't say, "Hey, I just teabagged my mug." You would say, "Hey, I put a teabag in the mug."
Yeah.
Okay.
But the action they did is a bit bigger than a mug.
Yeah, so I put a teabag in the river.
The teabag the river.
Oh man. All right.
Yeah, because yeah, Scrags don't like the smell, so the Scrag was sitting up behind them, so put it in the water and it decided to go away. And also that Rena sort of half canonized what I suggested before, but
Half cannon is all that we need.
yeah.
She almost did until Messi brought up the fact that we may have to fight Scrags again, and I don't want to fight a bunch of horny Scrags. So
I mean, like at some point, we're getting into dangerous hentai territory. Just saying that.
Yeah, just In-Clime's going to have to deal with it more
You
while
know-
I'm in the area.
You know, we're really getting into dangerous territories if Regicide takes a boat.
we're not allowed to discuss that. So
I'm just leaving it at that.
Yeah.
yeah,
No worries. I'm leaving.
Matt-
I'm leaving it at that.
Messi
If you,
listens to the, so we're
hey.
not allowed to discuss that.
If you want some information, send me a DM. Okay, that's all I got to say.
Wow, what a sellout!
Who would have thought
I mean-
sell out?
No, it's
It's in the
funny
name.
that Scott said I did it more subtly that one time when he deleted Viking's comment for saying what was going to happen in that bay, and they're like, "Yeah, I may have done it more subtly there, but I'm pretty sure I talked a lot about it at the last episode."
But the group finally gets to the gate, and Timmy immediately
Timmy.
just pieces out. He's like, "Yeah, we're here now, so I need one of
And-
your stream cutters, and I'm gone."
Yeah, and he takes
Yeah.
some of the honeysuckle thing.
He's
What a
like,
loser.
bye, Felicia.
He's still in
And
his Sturgis,
just
and he
goes.
doesn't have any food on the thing.
Well, I'm sure they'll give him something. You know, they don't feed their
A pat on the back.
they don't feed their prisoners, so I'm pretty sure they got plenty of food.
No, they feed the prisoners. It's like not a lot, but you know they have to build somehow.
Twice a week. That's how much you're allowed to eat. Twice a week.
The gate's pretty fucking
Listen.
terrible, though.
I will say this: Scott made it 100 times worse than I actually
Intended.
You're the
Not
sick fuck that
intended.
made that place? Wow. No wonder. It makes sense now.
Of course I did. Like
Do you really
just-
think that
I
Joey
will
was?
say,
He's Russian. He made a kulak in game. Literally.
I will.
It's a gulag.
I will say, I didn't know so.
I didn't know.
Oh, really? Yeah. Nah, it's fine. So you don't know.
I
You don't need
will
to know
say, though,
everything, but yeah.
So all the punishments are 100% Scott's idea.
Mhm.
So I only, let's call it, I provided the framework.
The framework to commit atrocities. That's not better.
I mean, I'm not against that.
To be fair, so have you and Rare. So have you and Neil.
I don't. What do you mean I could have the framework to make atrocities? Anyone that rules a nation has the ability to do something evil. But I've set up a system to make sure evil don't happen.
Anyway,
Then we're gonna have to
You
fight
can
here.
you can choose to work for us. No mention
Or
of the
you
can-
You can
conditions.
choose to work for us, or you can go home.
I believe
Sure.
What's
the choice
wrong
is
with
die.
that choice?
The choice is
the
die
home
at the
that you
time.
burned down.
No, I told them they can work for me, or they just get held up and do nothing, and I pay them for their work. So they
Mhm.
either can do nothing or get paid while being here,
Sure.
and then they can
You
choose to
see,
stay. I don't like. They get monetarily compensated.
I thought you said they don't get paid.
No, they were, but
Cell. Cell, listen. It's like you're just doing slavery with extra steps. Let's just call
That's
it
just
like
all. That's all wage-based work then.
that. And but like you can just cut expenses and build a place like the gate.
No, that sounds absolutely terrible.
And people pay you to take those prisoners. Like you get paid for slavery.
It works in
That's-
America, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to build a place that's better than America. Okay.
the exact system that Anno is pointing out works in America. So
I know. I'm making a place better than America. Okay.
you can't make a place better than America. That's what America says. We are number 1, even if we're number 32.
Yeah. Do they have magic?
I mean, I always say Americans have a vivid imagination. um,
We're number 1, even when we're number 35. Okay.
but yeah, I actually made the gate thinking of 2 places. One of which is actually the namesake Magadan, which is like a gulag in far Siberia. And the second one, which the structure I based off, is a fortress near Prague, was used as a internment camp, but it was more like it's called. Let's. I will just say it in German. It's Theresienstadt, which probably nobody here knows. But it's basically, imagine like an old fortress, and inside there is a relatively small city, and it just got turned into a ghetto.
Okay.
But I imagine like, and that is what I based it off of. Basically, this
Oh,
the
I think I know what you're talking about.
the yeah, and basically there's both places were not made for to kill people. It was just made to imprison them, and I basically combined the remoteness that gulags usually had of basically, hey, you want to run, go ahead. To run through the boundless nature all around you. Just that instead of frigid cold and wolves, there's now a deadly swamp, um, and creatures that may have more to them than it seems. I will just say that. I spoke with Scott about the gate and other schemer stuff, which will appear in one of the campaigns at some point or another.
No, it's already
Hi,
got a
Sal.
better track record than I do.
Um,
Because one of my
yeah.
ones still hasn't been bumped into. It was like one of
you
the first
guys,
ones made.
you guys actually have things in the world, you say? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Interesting, right? Yeah.
I just think
I
now
remember
been
when I
waiting
was
a
a
little bit
kid.
longer than yours.
And you just have to pester Scott. Like, honestly, no, like, the gate. I wasn't expecting the gate to come up in a year or some shit like that. I was taken completely by surprise by Regicide um, deciding to
Surrender.
surrender. Like, I was like, holy shit. Like, I made the gate a few months beforehand, and like the perfect combo of Kudan and then Cadus just pushed them off the brink into just surrendering, which I think the gate just fortified their whole violent philosophy.
Yeah.
Um, and it's the reason why they should have died in the gate from the parent perspective. That's why they were sent there, so that they don't get out of there anymore. Um,
I bet the Joven
it's
here really regrets that.
I don't think he regrets anything anymore.
Yeah.
He
Um,
deserves it. He was pretty evil.
yeah, I mean he was like you, Cell. He tried like he was saying the whole time, I'm building a better nation for my people. I'm giving them
There's no slavery.
education and all of that. I'm
Apparently, there's no
liberating the
slavery there
slaves.
either. But
Yeah, apparently there was no slavery in Juvancia either. But look at the things turned out. Incredible, isn't
There's no
it?
evidence of
Anyway.
slavery.
Yeah, sure,
exactly,
sure.
that's the problem.
So you're just making up points.
So, what did you expect coming here?
I know. To be clear, I know it's all a meme. I play along with the meme because it's more funny if I do. It's less
Yeah.
fun if I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not something that would stop Scott or Nick. So,
It's not. You're not. First of all, you guys in chat are way more memey about it than Nick, because I talk to Nick once a week.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you did a good
If I
message
say
yesterday.
anything in Discord, it's like, oh, look at this slaver Tesel. What a loser.
I don't think I've ever said that.
But you haven't.
you should change that, Steve.
Yeah, yesterday he was talking in chat and he was like, are you sure, Sal, with all your slave labor?
Yeah, that did happen. I remember it now. It's like, I'm getting memed on it, and not even in my own game. I'm in a different game right now. It's not even War Monger. And I'm still taking the fat L on memes.
But yeah, I think something cool. I mean, this episode was really just the group going to the gate, finally getting to the gate, and then talking with the warden, who
And
is
not being prisoners, getting to see the other side of it a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say the warden is a lot more negotiable than I thought he was.
Listen, I will say this: the gate is the prisoners there are not the only ones that are trapped there. Some people don't want to be there.
No one
And
wants
I
to be
think,
there.
yeah, it's actually quite funny that they try to blame the warden of all of it, even if he's not allowed to leave. So there's that.
Isn't that perfect
There's
cover
probably
up? No, it's not like anyone wants to voluntarily go to the gate. So who's gonna go out there to confirm if he was there or not?
I mean,
I'd-
yeah, I guess.
and, you know, he could easily say, "Hey, no one say I was gone, and I'll get you guys like extra food that's actually food and not like some of the shit to the soldiers," and they're all gonna agree. So like,
Well, I mean, that's even
Yeah,
if he has to do that
I
in the
guess.
first place, because he'd probably just go, "I haven't left," and everyone would be like, "No, he hasn't left,"
exactly.
because everyone would notice if he left.
I think Anno
Yeah,
might be
in any-
pointing at something a little more,
Yeah.
a little
Um,
evidential that the warden didn't do it. But
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
of course.
there's. I don't think the parents are so stupid to really believe it was the warden.
yeah, of course.
Because, like I said, I discussed it also with Scott. He has his own motivations and reasons of doing stuff, and personality, of course. As you may have noticed, people at the gate are not examples of parent discipline. The gate is quite literally an island in the Persian Empire in many ways. geographically, politically, and also the people who are just like the behavior of the people of not give a fuck aboutism. um, quite literally seen on how they treat the prisoners, for instance. But yeah, I'm like, even if it's way more brutal than I expect it to be, the gate that is, I'm still enjoying it, so to say. It is a story, um, a lot, and maybe Regicide will come back one day and deal with it. They technically promised Cadus they will help him.
Right.
No, Cadus isn't going that side of the planet anytime soon.
Cadus seems a bit preoccupied.
Yeah. I know that, but like,
It's almost like he's half the
I
man he
think,
used to be.
yeah,
Or twice the man who used to be is what I would go for.
hey ho.
I guess it's a
Listen,
case of is the glass half full or half empty.
yeah. Um, but yeah, there's of course like a lot of stuff I can't say about the gate, because honestly, like, the only thing that was seen for now is like how the prisoners are treated.
Right.
But like, what about everything else? Like, there, this place must have a history, right?
Yeah.
Um, of why it is here, why, like, who builds a fortress in a swamp, for instance, right? Um, but yeah,
He says there's always a swamp.
I,
All I'm gonna say
yeah,
is I started
and
listening to a podcast on Alcatraz, and it sounds starting to sound a lot more like Alcatraz.
I mean, yeah, of course, I always already like. There's a lot of prisons around the world
Mhm.
that have this kind of concept. I mean, also Alcatraz is resembles also a lot like a gulag, because
Mhm.
honestly, you get locked up there,
And it's one hell of
and
a long
all around
swim either
you,
way.
In the middle of
yeah, and
Siberia, you're just fucking dead if you leave.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So, and like Alcatraz, frigid water, sharks. Good luck. I think one person managed to escape
I
from
think it was like 3 or
Alcatraz, I
4
believe.
people. There's one successful escape attempt, and there's a
Yeah.
couple people on it.
They got on like a raft, I think, and then got to like the coast, and they fucking honestly,
Disappeared.
they don't deserve to go back. Honestly, if you get fucking out, dude, you know what? Maybe put their ingenuity to something useful in the world. That's all I'm saying. I don't actually, cut
Yeah.
that.
So
I'm only gonna
yeah,
cut the
we
part
we
that says
know
cut that.
that's how it works. We all know.
It'd be best if you
Um,
leave in the parts afterwards that reference that part.
I was gonna say the only thing that, according to what you were saying, there is more to the gate than it seems. Is that apparently there are moving statues around in the area? I think he was saying not like about a mile, but they're not even sure outside the gate. And a lot of their scouts have gone missing, and he's going to send the three of them over there to figure out what the hell's going on, since they're quote unquote guarding the dig. So that's
Clever
pretty much all we learned.
reinterpretation of the orders. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
me,
is that a question or?
just finishing up what we kept getting the thing. I mean, me and Joe are both going, oh, it could be the statues could be either the thing they found in Reed or the crystal the crystal thing we found in the freaking time temple. More examples of
Mm.
that, or it could be something that turns people into statues.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
like I think Norway mentioned like that maybe it's that, like it's undead. Um, that did that,
I
but of
wouldn't be
course, like,
surprised. The
yeah,
deadly swamp's a good place for a lot of bodies and angry spirits to hang around.
yeah. Um, I know that there are a few undead that turn to stone, like the statue undead, so to say. of course, this Wednesday, a few things probably will come up if the roles are on their side. What can I say is that I hope that the gate, with what it has, will shed a bit more light on Parendel history.
Mm.
Because of course, I some people that we may know may be very insistent on knowing everything.
Okay.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
I
idea.
don't know either. Yeah, right. Um, and like I always enjoy giving people a bit of information so that they're basically spiced up for it.
Mm.
Like I always tease Jake, for instance, because he's easy to bait into being teased. And then just leave it there, and then let them experience it on their own. And I think it's more interesting. I mean, sometimes I just tell to Scott, dude, I like surprise me because it's a funnier story that way,
Yeah.
or not a funnier, but like a more enjoyable story. There is a part that is more thought. I still find it very interesting that the gate was like I didn't know beforehand that the gate is their first assignment because it's dangerous.
Mm.
I would have said as a GM, it's dangerous because it could have gone very badly. A bit like Thronekeeper went, like how the first meeting with the slaver derailed the campaign because the players said we don't want to deal with this. So I was thinking sending them to the gate could be dangerous in the way of it alienates them from Parendel because of what they will witness. Um, but maybe it's something that wants them to make Parendel better, like a bit more like Cadus, I guess. Could be a way they react. It could be also a way that they say, especially Tesh's character, who already got alienated by one of his nation, like his home nation.
Right. Right.
He could as easily just say, fuck it, I'm going to do something else now because I don't want to deal with this. Um, Neil's character seems. Mm, I don't think disillusioned is the right word, but maybe a bit naive to the world
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
as large
Mm-hmm.
at large. So he's basically just, yeah, Parendel, great nation, number one, right? And he just goes along with it, and maybe this will make him grow. And Jake's character has, of course, the curse of knowledge, and with that I mean that Parendel, if you remember, Val, the reason why Val left Parendel is because Parendel censors history.
Right.
So it could be the same thing that happens to Jake's character, that he doesn't like gets alienated by this changing of history that could happen. So I will say like In-Clime is an interesting campaign because it could get derailed relatively fast if the PCs go in a certain direction.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. But I mean, we'll have to see. I feel like the players had, well, some of them definitely already had some knowledge about the gate, so they'll, as players, they'll be less shocked. But I am interested on seeing how their characters take it. Um, Speaking about what's his name, Touch's character, he seems more naive about Paradel than uh, even Tristan does. Galan does, because he's like Amulta's super bad because of the experiments or whatever they did to him. So he's all gung ho for Paradel, who's their enemy. It seems like from his session zeros or whatever. So we'll have to see if he is actually going to reevaluate based on what's going on in the area.
Yeah, it's like when a Russian comes over to America, right? Because how bad Russia was, and they come over to America, and they like America's great,
Yeah,
but then, and don't recognize all the problems that are here. You know what I mean? It's a great it's a great comparison.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, his Galen is I think more smarter than that. Let's just call it that way.
Yeah, but even smart people, like, they put on the blinders because it seems like that's what he was doing this episode. Is what Tesh was saying that Galen was doing, is like he was like, "Oh, these people are here for a reason. They're in these bad situations for a reason." So people can reason whatever the hell they want to themselves on like putting on blinders, and I definitely think that's what's happening with Galan, and I think it's going to continue until something shakes him out of it.
I mean, I will say they have to be, of course, tread carefully here, because at the end of the day, we saw what happened to Cadus.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, they probably don't know. I don't think they know about Cadus a lot.
No, I think he was more popular than Val.
Yeah, and I mean, in general, like also as people, like out of character. I don't think they know much about what happened.
Jake
and
might.
there is like, yeah, maybe Jake, maybe I don't think Tash at the time was watching a lot. But I think it speaks volume of this place if you're like, you just get basically, you disagree, you just land in the cell like the rest. I think it speaks a lot about this, how this place functions. And I think
I would imagine
Galen
it would have
is,
had to be more than just disagreeing to get in there.
yeah, I mean, it's probably pissed off someone seriously. For
Or
instance, the
did something
warden
really
probably,
stupid.
yeah, maybe try to free someone or some shit. We don't. That's actually an interesting thing, right? We never got the details, but I think Galen, he's compared to how it's what the word
Compartmentalizing?
yeah, right. Thank you. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning here, so
Yeah, we're gonna end in a second.
Loser hours, okay? Imagine not being on the best coast, right, Vance?
Yep, exactly. EST.
Technically, my coast is the first to see the light, so
doesn't change the fact that EST is best.
No, thank you.
You might be best, but
I'll take free healthcare over EST every day.
You know what? The best thing you can have is not being number one sometimes, okay? In America, we have to humble ourselves occasionally.
I just said that.
Okay. Weird.
Sometimes number 32 is the best, okay? You want to make all the rest of them feel better about themselves.
True.
Sure.
We're team players. We're America. We play as a team.
It's why we have
like Republicans and Democrats.
It's why we have our military in every country around the world, because we're team players.
True. We're the friend that everyone wants to have over.
No, you're the friend that everybody has over, and like they can't wait until he leaves, but they're too polite to tell you to fuck off.
No, they're too scared.
You know that, friend.
Let's be real here.
Yeah, it's too scared.
We're like the manager, right? That invites himself to like the crew members like parties, right? They talk about hanging out, and the manager's like, "Hey, can I join?" And then you don't say no. So then you have to go to like the movies of your manager instead of your like 3 buds, and just sitting there awkwardly. This isn't a real life experience at all.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm sorry, Sal. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It wasn't exactly that. I'm being facetious,
Oh god.
right? So it was a meme, but also it's a good meme.
Yeah, as a whole, I'm excited about, especially this Wednesday. I'm and I I hope they won't die. Um, but I will just say this: with Scott's current rolling luck, everything is possible.
I don't know, man. He might be back. He might be back, especially after Friday.
Do you think so?
After Friday?
Should
I don't know. Yesterday he was rolling pretty okay. So
we should make a prediction, I guess. But I mean, it's a bit difficult right now. So,
Listen, In-Clime, they won't die. I bet on it. Okay, they're good. They're fine.
I have one last question, Sal. If you what would you, if you had to choose, how would your character die?
If I had to choose, how would I
Yeah.
want the character to die?
Just
I
asking
don't
for a
know.
friend.
you need a little bit more time.
Hopefully, like I would die in some way where I am fulfilling part of my character's ethos, and it is the best It is the best way to save as many people as possible.
So not like Rayren.
No, not like Rayron. But if I were to pick another way, that would be pretty cool to basically be dematerialized because of how badly you pissed off a god.
Me to not exist anymore.
I mean, like, listen, most people's souls don't fucking matter, okay? What? Oh, I'm fucking a soul now. I'm living such a life of non-existence anyway. Fuck it.
Unless some certain outside friends help you.
I get to live permanently, rent-free inside of God's memories, okay? That's a win. Because think about it, Rayron lives rent-free in that slime dude's mind. He probably thinks about it like once a week. He's like, fuck that dude. He got what he fucking deserved. Living rent-free, like...
Let's end the podcast. Thank you once again, everyone listening. Thank you, Anno and Cell, for joining us this week. Great week. I'm gonna have to edit a little bit, but it's fine. This is great discussions.
Great
success.
podcast. Number one.
I'll continue to sell out every week. Gotta mention it once. It's a quota.
It's the outro. Yeah.
Put your hat.
Number one podcast.
Put your hashtag Seats for the Strong and the Aurorum community. Also, yeah, your scooter gifts.
You should have said that we have recorded this before, like Regicide, so we just basically look like we're looking in the future.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I would have ever predicted that happening in fucking Regicide.
No, you just say like we're recording this on Thursday because we don't have time. Like fuck completely with people's mind. They're going, hey, it's not possible. Like how? And the funny thing is, people probably wouldn't understand that you recorded this later on. Like they wouldn't question it. That's the funny thing, right?
I'm gonna try that one day. I'm gonna try it next year for like April Fools. I don't know. I'll get it up like Saturday morning or something.
Oh my god, that'd be so good on April Fools. You post one, and you make up what happened in all the games.
All the games.
Like imagine how much it would fuck with Messi and Cell. Like actually next year when is
It's Friday.
It's Friday, alright.
So you'd have to do after. You'd have to post it on the normal time.
All right, I'm cutting this part out so I can do it next year. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. Hope your families are safe and well. Have a great week.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.